Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from Kiss.
Feliz Navidad, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas from Kiss.
Ho, ho, ho! I'm wishing everybody a really Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year.
Someone stole Santa? That does not rock!
What's going on, vinyl community? Welcome to another episode of 25 Days of KISSmas, where every day leading up to KISSmas, I will be reviewing and discussing every Kiss studio album plus more. For the 10th episode, I will be reviewing the Ace Frehley solo album from 1978. So the timing for these albums came perfectly because while Ace had contributed material to albums prior, he finally got the confidence to sing lead on his own songs. And going as far back as 1976, he had amassed a ton of material that he was purposely holding back for this solo album, and how ironic when the new Casablanca contract was drafted, and the end result is an absolute masterpiece. So let's dig into the album. Side 1, Track 1, Rip It Out. This is a phenomenal opener penned by Ace, Sue Kelly, and Larry Kelly. And just to tie it all in with the past, Larry was the lead vocalist of Magic People, one of Ace's pre-Kiss bands. It was considered to be released as a second single within the UK, but it wasn't meant to be. Would have definitely worked. Track 2, Speedin' Back to My Baby. This features a rather peculiar co-writing credit given to Jeanette Frehley, who was Ace's wife at the time. She contributed nothing more than just a line, and a credit was given just for basic appease. It's a rocking, shuffling tune, and to kind of go with the theme of cars on this track with the Ferrari sound effects in the chorus, Ace recorded a part of the solo backwards to kind of mimic the sound of a car revving, which was a clever idea. Track 3, Snowblind. This is one of my favorite Ace songs ever. It establishes a cool groove for the majority of the song, and then it shifts entirely during the solo. I suppose one can see the similarities between the title and subject matter of the lyrics of this tune and Black Sabbath's Snowblind, both of which are written about a dependence of a certain substance. Track 4, Ozone. This song has a great loose jam kind of vibe to it, with some interesting percussion flourishes and some 12-string guitar that adds a bit of depth to the arrangement. A simple song about getting high, liking to fly, being not too shy, and telling the girl she ought to try. Solid rhyme scheme. Track 5, What's on Your Mind. This is a solid, heavy twist to the power pop formula. Tons of hooks within the verses and chorus. A little extra 12-string guitar as well that brings some extra depth similar to Ozone. Now we're going to flip the album over to Side 2, Track 6, New York Groove. Here is a cover song written by Russ Ballard and recorded by the band Hello, and with some slight revisions to the track, out of the 4 singles released from the solo albums, this was the highest charting single and the longest to last in the charts, and given its stature, it remained in the set list up to when Ace had left the band along with the reunion, and this bit of success also gave Ace some leverage with having more of a presence on subsequent Kiss albums and ultimately striking out on his own. Track 7, I'm in Need of Love. Another solid tune that has a sort of low and slow type of vibe to it, which shifts entirely when the solo kicks in, similar in arrangement to Snowblind. Track 8, Wiped Out. This song has a co-writing credit with Anton Fig, who was the drummer on this album and would do some subsequent work with Kiss going into the near future at this point. Anton is responsible for the majority of the lyrics, and Ace obviously contributed the music as well as a verse. Of course, the intro drum roll is a nod to the Safari song, Wipe Out, and this is another one that has a sort of straight-ahead approach, and then for the choruses and solo, it has a sort of bluesy swing to it with some crunchy, swaggering chords. Track 9, Fractured Mirror. The album wraps up with a solid instrumental piece that is almost like a guitar orchestra with various different parts cascading, such as 12-string acoustics, Gibson double necks with mandolin, various different types of effects, pedals, amps, and simulators. It builds up to make this rich sounding piece, and the idea of doing instrumentals would be a reoccurring thing on subsequent solo albums from Ace, following the whole sort of fractured concept with pieces such as Fractured 2, Fractured 3, and Fractured Quantum. As for where this album stands in my solo albums ranking, it's obvious that I would put Ace's album at the #1 spot. Similar to what Paul did with his album, Ace stuck to the classic Kiss formula, but with a heavier twist, and it's crazy to imagine how an album like Rock and Roll Over would have been done if some of these songs, which date back to then, came out. The fact that this one out of the 4 solo albums sold the most is justifiably so, and it's a testament to how much this album smokes. So there you guys go. That is the 10th episode of the 25 Days of KISSmas series. Stay tuned tomorrow for the 11th episode, and you can already guess what comes next. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead, give it a like, and subscribe to the channel. See you guys in the next video, and most importantly, keep the records spinning.
Tops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow.